Like the beat culture of the 1950s before them, the flower people have in recent years grown in numbers, becoming the official counterculture of the 1960s. And like the beat generation, the flower people have their own forms of expression: music, art, fashion, and even films. But just who are these so-called children of peace? What do they stand for, and what do they want?
If you want to know, just ask, and I'll lay it on you straight. The flower people are here because the world has become this decadent, immoral place, and we're here to change it.
How?
By dancing around naked and doing drugs. It's all about greed and money and power today, this is mine and that's mine. Well, let me tell you something. The world is bigger than us, right? I don't exist. You don't exist. Whatever Mother Nature has provided, we should all be able to enjoy the fruits of the earth, Everyone should have a right to whatever they want and need, That's why personal possessions are such a drag, man, It's like, if it wasn't for private property, there'd be no wars, would there? Think about that. Someone pinched my bloody bike.
To get a better understanding of the hippie culture, we spent some time with Floyd Crimson. Most days, Floyd wakes up, and when he does, he spends the first 3 hours of the day meditating in his garden. Though he has decided to drop out from the establishment, Floyd has to eat, and what he can't grow in his apartment, he buys with the money he makes selling his original artwork at a local art store. But Floyd has another hobby, as he likes to call it, to keep himself entertained and to keep his mind in a constantly creative state. A short time ago, Floyd was introduced to accounting, and since then he rarely spends a figure-free day.
Well, it was a taboo growing up, you see, only squares did that sort of thing. But I was at this party like 4 months ago, and this guy came up and he's like, do you want me to balance your bank books? So I'll try anything once, and that's all,
While Floyd maintains it isn't habit-forming, others aren't so sure.
Well, yes, I understand the younger generation. I was young once myself, but they just take it too far these days. Too far. You take my son, for example. He had some friends over the other day. They broke into my filing cabinet while I was gone, filled in as many forms as possible, and then rearranged the entire thing alphabetically. Disgusting.
No, I don't condone that sort of thing. I think people can enjoy themselves without mathematical stimulation. The little
Well, several shops in the area have got themselves into trouble by selling educational films and textbooks to minors, and I can't tell you how many parties I've broken up where I find students either trying to eat their tax returns or flush their bank statements down the loo just to avoid being arrested.
We have found that the children who are using the so-called softer forms of math, such as addition and subtraction, are already multiplying and dividing by the time they are 8 or 9 years old.
As several months passed, we began to notice changes in Floyd. His once long hair had been cut to a respectable length, and although they were clip-ons, he was rarely seen without a tie. Would you say your mathematical habits have grown?
Well, I get out the abacus now and then, and I've tried a calculator or two, but
You've been managing several accounts in the past month.
I know that, sir. Man, I know that,
Don't get upset.
Well, you make it sound like, I use a pocket protector, if I'm out,
Others noticed the changes as well.
Well, we are a band, so we do the odd math problem, nothing too heavy. But I first noticed a problem with Floyd several months ago when he showed up for a gig we were playing at, and his instrument case was filled with pens. Dozens of pens. Some of them was used, right? Completely forgot his instrument. Had to just sort of stand there and bang on his head for a while. But it wasn't the same.
Floyd Crimson became a full-blown accountant in 1969. He worked with the same firm for the next 35 years, where he became incredibly boring. However, his story has helped others. Anti-accountancy ads featuring Floyd have appeared in numerous schools throughout the world.
Drugs are like that too, Drugs are like that too, I know.